Hi everyone, this is Cherry Enchantress with Pixie Dust Tarot, and this is your daily dust for May 3rd, Wednesday, May 3rd, if you're watching in real time, but it can also be from whenever you stumble upon it. It is a timeless reading. Sometimes I accidentally don't push, I don't flip it to public, and I realized, oh no, it's the day of, and I haven't flipped it over. So I only have, so far, Mercury retrograde's been pretty nice to me, but this morning I did have to flip over the May 2nd reading. For those of you who are watching very carefully, otherwise, it's just all readings whenever you feel like it and when you stumble upon it. I like to use a different tarot deck every day, and this time I have Ethereal Visions. It's a really beautiful deck. Let's take a look. I give it a nice shuffle, and then I get 3-card collective message. Okay. I was trying to get my sleeves out of the way, but I should show off my pretty blouse there. Okay, that felt good. Let's take 3 from the middle. We have 6 of Cups, nice, nostalgia. And the Hierophant. Taurus, anybody? We're in Taurus season. Yep, still. And the Hermit. For a little while, pretty soon we'll be going into Gemini season. The Hermit's Virgo, so some earth energy here with between the Hermit and the Hierophant. Whew, okay. I'm going to zoom on in and then we'll see what we got. So this 6 of Cups, like a lot of them, you see children here. And the children represent innocence. Sometimes it represents a friend that you've grown up with, somebody that you can recall a lot of things. Could be siblings too, it could be your own children. Something about the innocence of kids. There's a nostalgia and a joy, but it could also be a reunion with someone, and it doesn't have to be about children at all. It could be somebody from the past coming into your life, or somebody from a past life coming into your life. It could be that person that you hang around with, whether they're, your significant other or a friend, but somebody that a soulmate. A soulmate Soulmates represent all types of people and even animals. So it's somebody that you're hanging around with that gives you this sense of camaraderie, nostalgia, this feeling of inclusivity. It's like having inside jokes. Only the two of you understand it. Nobody else really gets you because there's just all these different special language between the two of you that nobody else really gets, and so that connects you even deeper and stronger here. So it could be a Taurus and a Virgo out there, definitely for some of you, and they're beautiful matching signs. If you also could have one or the other in your chart somewhere, sun or moon or rising of any of these, but it also represents the type of people. So like an archetype, the Hierophant represents sort of this religious person. He doesn't have to be religious, but he's sort of somebody who just follows rituals, a spiritual person that follows a set of rules or set of ways of doing things. Kind of could be a person who's set in their ways. It's a person who is kind of represents the institution, like schools, so teachers in schools and students in schools, and anything that churches and priests and churches and nuns and churches and or just people that follow the rules of the church. He's the type of person that interprets knowledge with more of the system, not so much. It's not actually ethereal like the stick. It's more of a a material way of seeing things. Although, because he is in the major arcana, the Hierophant definitely has strong crown chakra energy, and he is of the higher realms, and he could represent a master. In fact, both of these could represent masters that you might be dealing with. The Hierophant and the Hermit could be higher masters, and one of them could be your higher self or somebody you're dealing with. It could be guidance, somebody that you're seeking guidance from. They could represent the expert, right? Both of them could represent somebody of higher knowledge or the expert. The Hermit is also spiritual and of higher knowledge and of crown chakra wisdom, but it goes about it slightly different than the Hierophant does. And they could be just very compatible together, whether they're same sex, opposite sex, doesn't matter. These are just symbols of these two signs and of these two cards. So they could be any sex at all. It doesn't have to be gender specific here, but however you relate to this, however you relate to it, I feel like it represents, to me, this energy represents archetypes. And look at that, we have two boys here, so I'm feeling a very strong masculine energy, and it doesn't have to be homosexual. It could be heterosexual friends, best friends, best friends who, it could be anything. Not to say homosexual is bad. I'm just saying it could represent any dynamic between two people, but I definitely feel like it could be brothers who grew up and they both have similar energies, but a little bit different. They could be both spiritual, but yet slightly different. But it could also be females too. So, the Hierophant, like I said, is institutions, and he's the kind of guy that will guide you to discovery through educational structures and traditions and things like that. So it's all about tradition, guidance, spirituality, orthodoxy, and institutions. And then the Hermit, which is represented by Virgo, is also advice and advises you to reflect, kind of like a time out kind of person. Like, let's go on a retreat, or let's go somewhere quiet and private. That's how I like to do this, So he may be more into the whole his mode of operandi. It could be meditation and reflection and stepping away from the people, whereas the Hierophant could be in front of the people, lecturing and guiding and priest-like, So, and this could be somebody who is like has a YouTube channel or is social media or influencer of some sort. But the Hermit, maybe not so much, maybe not quite as out front type of a influencer, but still could be a strong influencer from afar, maybe. This could also represent long distance relationships, because Hermit sometimes represents that distance that's there. And the Hermit, to me, I see, so in my deck, I use the Light of the World as the Hermit, which is also represents Jesus, And with the Hermit, I just feel like there's a bit of, it's kind of like a detachment, a bit of a detachment. So there's like a lot of love, but yet the person has to be slightly detached. It's as if, how doctors or anybody in in high professions have to have a certain detachment, because if they had too much emotion or too much attachment to the person that they're working on, it wouldn't be quite professional. So I feel like this person has to have a certain amount of detachment in order to really truly be love universally. It kind of makes me think of the Superman kind of I was going to say syndrome, but I don't know if it's a syndrome. It's just a Superman archetype. It's the Superman in the first movie, at least the ones that were my favorite with Christopher Reeve. In the first movie, he's doing all these great things, he's the hero, he saves the day. Second movie, his feelings for Lois Lane start to really deepen, and he just thinks, you know what? Love is this love that I feel for her is more than important than anything. I'm going to give up my Superman thing and just be with her. And sadly, the world fell apart when he did that. And so he had to he had to make a sacrifice and love Lois from afar. Like, always keep an eye on her, love her from afar. But he had a job to do, and he had to take care of the world, basically. So, and I feel like that was what Jesus had to do too. And throughout history and mythology, we have a lot of dynamic duos, male female couples. Usually they're they're supernatural, they do super things, and by connecting together, their gifts and powers are multiplied. When Jesus, I believe, also had the same connection with Mary, but because of the world of the day, like, he had to kind of do his own thing. And I feel like he took it upon himself to be detached so he could help more people. And I think that's why the Gospels are interpreted in such a way that he was the only one that was doing anything. But I truly feel that there was a love there that was strong and that helped him achieve, this amazing thing that he gave to the people. So the hermit is like this man on the hill, shining his light down to the people, sending his love, saying, I love you, I'm here, I'm watching out for you, I'm always thinking about you, I'm always there for you if you need me. But there's just times where I just need to separate. I need to be in my own place. This also represents the empath to me. So this could be some kind of friendship, soulmate connection, whatever dynamic, male, female, masculine, feminine, or any combination, in any level, where there's somebody here that has one particular style of spirituality and another person has a different style of spirituality, but they're very compatible, and they may actually both work together in joint. But because I feel like their kinship, their feeling that they have towards each other is just so, like, beautiful and warm and loving and kind and generous, and it's like these guys look so similar that it feels twin flame to me. So this, the word twin comes out. So this situation could be dealing with the twin flame who may be on a mission together, and they're like these two parts, the yin yang, the two parts of a whole. They have their own method about bringing light to the world, and together they're better than they are alone, right? Better together. All right, so I hope you like that. Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust.